TGIF, TGIF, TGIF. Everybody thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Video. There's a lot going on. 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 We need those likes. Run the likes up, run the likes up, bully, up. What's going on, Conscious Crew? It's your favorite breakdown commentator. Welcome to another TG girl. Another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. You guys already know what we're here to get into. It's a lot going on. We're going to get into all of it on this blessed Friday, TGIF. Isn't it great that we're at the end of another productive work week? My God, today. Before we get into the mess of it all, please run me those old nasty piece of thumbs up. You guys know that thumbing up the video not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another Conscious crew member and telling them to get their black asses into the sanctuary. Also, thumbing up the video helps with YouTube's algorithm, which you guys know YouTube is always playing on our head top. They be lacking sending out notifications. Another Conscious crew member told me a few days ago that it appears as though YouTube has shadow banned me and a few other content creators. So unfortunate. Have no idea why and why YouTube is just sabotaging so many of us. But at this point, I have retired from giving a big F about all of that. I just try to focus on enjoying you guys and presenting amazing entertainment for you all right. We do have plans to colonize some other social media platforms like TikTok. We're working on recreating my Instagram right now. I have a lot of great ideas, so we will be colonizing accordingly and not keeping all of our eggs in one basket. Okay, but you guys know YouTube is home. Also, make sure that you have your notification bell set to all so that you never miss a day or hour when the king is in fact kinging. And you can also donate to the platform on Cash App, $Consciouztv, and or paypal.me/Consciouztv. You can also subscribe to Patreon for $5 a month if you don't like doing big chunks and you want to support the platform monetarily. That is a great way to support the platform. StreamYard is $100 a month. Camera, software that I'm using, all that costs moolah. So if you love the king and you love what the king does here, you can always show your support by any of those means and measures. Last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be a YouTube community wall, your Snapchat, your MySpace, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you in fact lay the link. Just let them whores know that we're loud, we're live, and we're certainly in color. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What is going on, Conscious crew? Welcome to another riveting episode. Let me go ahead and speak to you guys before we get started. Let me go up the roster. You guys know that I love roll calling because it helps me to familiarize myself with you all. When I first came onto YouTube, girl, I didn't even bother looking at the chat. I didn't know who the hell was who. If I didn't know who was a regular, who ain't a regular, who was new, because I literally just paid the chat dust. Now, I can't get enough of calling you guys and being able to recognize you guys so that I can also see what y'all raggedy asses be doing in other people's comment sections when I'm grazing YouTube. And I'm like, oh, okay, there's that conscious crew member on good behavior. Oh, there's that fake asshole over here being two-faced. Oh, okay, yeah. Gotta familiarize myself, honey, with the chat. What's going on, Tammy? Hey, Tamika. Hey, Keita. Hey, Applesauce. Shout out to baby. Vacation for us both, honey. Okay, because y'all know I was gone for a week last week in Philly, and that was one hell of an experience because of the edible experience that I had. Hot mess. Okay, I'm also going to be in Detroit as well in a few weeks. So yeah, you know, we're outside. What is going on? Hold on. My contacts are not contacting. Diablita Beauty. Hey, boo. What's going on, Yolanda? What's going on, baby father? You know that I'm back with the jump off. What's going on, Moon Witch? Hey, boo. What's going on, Kenny, Lady D? What's going on, Nurse Moonshine? Hey, love. Hey, Sherry. What's going on, Andromeda? Hey, boo. What's going on, Joshua? Thank you so much, my love. You know what this hair is? This hair is my Nightmare on Elm Street hair. I used to have a girl crush. This is when I was convinced I was heterosexual, okay? Which was probably when I was like in 5th grade and I ain't know no better, okay? I didn't know about the straight agenda, honey. Okay, it was the straight agenda was working on me at that point until the real truth bust out. Okay, that I was same bussy loving. But I used to have a girl crush on Nancy. Okay, this was my first interracial crush girl. Okay, I don't know what it was about Nancy. You know, she's the hero and also the victim of the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie. But she has like this. She always had this big, curly, wavy hair that was everywhere. And she still kind of wears her hair like that. But I used to have the biggest crush on her. You know, I would still put this non-binary peen all up in her motherfucking ass. You know, I don't even identify as non-binary. But my good trans Sasha, she said, CTV, have you ever considered if you're non-binary? I said, you know, I'm not really a label type of a guy. But I don't mind the terms, okay? If non-binary fits, if that's a word that describes me, then I guess non-binary it is. The term that I've always heard my whole life was androgynous. So, yeah, non-binary androgyny. I don't know, maybe just a little bit. We'll see. What's going on, Tina? What's going on, Ian Gardner? Hey, boo. Hey, Trey. What's going on, Sin? What's going on, IG? What's going on, Sharon? Hey, Star. What's going on, Joshua? What's going on, Puka? Hey, Coco. Hey, BNG. What's going on, Spiritual Read? Hey, y'all. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Tania. What's going on, y'all? Hey, everybody. Okay, so we got a little bit to get into. First thing I want to get into, you guys, is I want to get into this movie review. What's going on, Web Tay? Hi. I want to get into the horror movie original Weapons, okay? Matter of fact, let me pull up some of the details, Shy, because I don't know who wrote it. I don't know who produced it. I don't know who shot it. I don't know none of the damn government names or any of the actors who acted in it. I just watched it, baby, okay? I kept it real easy, and I just watched it. Hold on. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find some deeps, okay? Let's go to Rotten Tomatoes with they whack ass. Okay, so they have a 94% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Nice. I still ain't checking for them hoes. Let me see here. Let me find another. What is the movie? Let me find just a formal. What is the movie about? This was a little ass overview. Kind of wanted something a bit more. Okay, let's go to Wikipedia, child. All right, Weapons is a 2025 American mystery horror film directed, written, produced, and co-scored by Zach Cregger. The film stars Josh Brolin, Julia Garner, Alden, whatever the fuck that last name is, Austin Abrams, Carrie Christopher, and Benedict Wong, and Amy Madigan. Its plot follows the seemingly inexplicable case of 17 children from the same classroom who mysteriously runs away on the same night at the same time, having been apparently abducted by an unseen ass force. All right. Now, the only actor that I recognize from the film ended up being, hold on, is she in here? Where's she at, child? Where is she at? What? Hold on. Let me see. Star of movie Weapon. I don't even see her picture up here in the lineup. Movie Weapon. This is Julia Garner? Wait a minute, girl. Her glam is definitely given before and after, girl. My God. She don't look nothing like her glam. Jesus. Yeah. So I recognize Julia Garner from one of my other favorite horror movies, The Last Exorcism. Okay. I love that boring ass Exorcist movie, child. But I ended up watching this movie last night. I ended up stumbling upon some spoiler reviews, etc. I'm not really much of a movie head. I used to be such a sitcom, show watching, movie watching, obsessed freak growing up. But movies, just like people, aren't what the hell they used to be. Okay. Everything seems to be on a diet. Okay. Movies are on a diet. Acting is on a diet. They took the pep out of sea, the dew out of mountain. Okay. Everything just seems like it's missing something these days. No wonder Hollywood is upside down and suffering and going bankrupt. And all them hoes are going to be Walmart greeters by 2028. Nonetheless. So after I saw the reviews, and I was like, okay, everybody seemed to have enjoyed the movie. I went and looked at the trailer. I was like, okay, this is cute. I figured it wasn't going to give horror because, as I said in the earlier live stream, the only type of movies that really freak me out are movies like Where in the World or The Purge, movies that are more realistic. So like government takeover, political tyranny, political violence, you know, those type of movies, and their kind of apocalyptic, governmental, corrupted culture, society foundation is what can really bring the chills at this point. Okay, I'm more goddamn scared of Republicans than I am of Jason Voorhees and all his homeboys, Freddy and Chucky and the Bride of Chucky and all them whores. Okay, human beings scare me more, bitch, than the ghouls and the goblins. So I knew it wasn't going to give scary, but if it could give well written and could be very interesting and could kind of bring the intensity, then I can settle for that. So glad that I watched this movie last night. It is hands down one of the best horror films that I've seen all year round, which is probably not speaking much or saying much since I don't really watch movies at all. So I probably missed a lot of shit that came out this year. But Weapons is awesome. Now I'm going to show you guys the review for this movie. Not the review, girl, the trailer for this movie. And I'm going to, am I going to spoil it? Okay, I'm not going to spoil it, but this is going to be a spoiler-free semi-reveal. Okay. And check this shit out. Wait a minute. Did I save this? I didn't even save it. Oh my God. How doing? Bloop. Okay. Out of there. Let's do it.
This is a true story that happened in my town. So this one Wednesday is like a normal day for the whole school. But today was different. Every other class had all their kids. But Mrs. Gandy's room was totally empty. And you know why? Because the night before, at 2:17 in the morning, every kid woke up, got out of bed, walked downstairs, and into the dark. And they never came back.
I don't understand at all. Why just her classroom? Why only hers?
Where are our children?
We have a lot of emotional parents here. I think it's best if you keep some distance from this place.
Matthew, where are you? Where did you go?
This is where the story really starts.
Now, trust me, for those of you who are throwing your SNAP benefit purchase tomatoes in the comment section, the trailer is a little bit overwhelming, but I can promise you the movie is a much better execution, and it definitely is worth a watch. I don't think the trailer is maybe doing the actual movie justice, but it is so good. Like, I really enjoyed it. Now, I ain't watching it again. It wasn't that enjoyable, but it was like good as my first time being penetrated. You know, like it was a pretty decent experience, especially for 2025. Now, I was trying to figure out why did the child star in the movie, like what was it given? I'm like, this seems so familiar. He seems so familiar. Why does the kid star in the movie? Why is it giving me deja vu? And I realized, you guys, the child star in the movie was given Andy realness from the original Chucky movie. Like, I thought it was Andy until I realized, girl, Andy was 7 in 1987. And it's 2025, girl, so it couldn't be Andy. But that boy is a spitting image, and he had the exact same like personality and mannerisms, just kind of like quiet stoicism, just like Andy did, girl. So that was very interesting to me. Now, without giving too much away, I did watch a lot of spoilers before I watched the actual movie. My brain is a very complicated place to be. So I'm able to watch spoilers and see Easter eggs and have people give the whole movie away and then watch the actual movie as if I didn't see shit, girl, and be genuinely surprised, genuinely spooked, genuinely nervous, genuinely for the thrills of it all. My brain can just compartmentalize like that. And some of the criticisms for this movie was that a lot of people didn't feel like a lot of the character arcs were necessary because the movie never really tied it up in the end. And I have to agree that the movie didn't tie it up in the end, but I don't think that was also the purpose for why they explored so many other character arcs, even though in the end it was irrelevant. I think that the movie was just being interesting and kind of showing us the experience of all of the people who had been vacuumed and who had been victimized by this mysterious phenomenon that had taken place in this community with these kids. And I also had some genuine scare moments in the movie. One involved a dream by one of the parents. And when they turned the lights on, baby, my God, bitch, I jumped too, bitch. I was like, girl, this is some scary shit, bitch. Okay. Somebody mentioned it in the comment section. The fork scene was absolutely bonkers. I was not ready for that, girl. Girl, I had to put band-aids on my own damn face, girl. Y'all know I'm an empath, bitch, okay? So I be emotionally Bluetoothing into stuff I be watching visually, girl. I had to put ointment and neurosporin and stuff on my own damn face, girl, when that whole fork scene manifested. I just saw another Conscious crew member who said that they felt like the ending kind of sucked. I do feel like the movie kind of lacked a bit of an origin story, considering what was taking place. Was like, girl, well, how did this get here? And what's the correlation? And why is like the family ties into all of this? You know, I was curious about that. But from what I understand from some of the people who did a deeper dive into the movie, the writers for this movie are considering doing like a trilogy and kind of creating a whole little multiverse, kind of like what they did with like Amityville Horror and all of that. So they're going to be exploring the grandma, and I guess we're going to give more backstory. So I feel like the movie did set it up good for there to be a chapter 1 through 10, because there's definitely so many things you can do with that, because they left so much of the context out in terms of why the grandma was in need of what she was in need of. I do think the movie failed to really tell us what she was extracting. Like, what was it exactly was she extracting? They never really delved into why she did what she did, and why the young people were more effective in what she was trying to accomplish. Some people were confused by the end too, in terms of just how it all just kind of came crumbling down for the villain. I was a little confused by that too, because we didn't know enough about like what was the nature of the spell. Like, we didn't have enough intel. We didn't have enough context and information and data on what she did that made the reaction from the victims in the end do what they did in the end. A lot of people also had questions on why did some of the people recover, but why Andy's parents possibly may not have. I think that had to do with age. Obviously, there's something around the virtue of youth that was important for the work she was doing. And I think that Andy's parents were just too old to recover. But the kids, because they were in their prime, honey, they had the raw God up in there. That increased the odds, bitch, of them being able, for some of them to come out of what they were coming out of, girl. But I really don't want to give away a lot of the movie. Watch it. It's really good. It's really interesting. It was well shot. It was well written. And I would be here for a chapter 2. Apparently, the parents were And that part too. I think they were older and they were under longer. Yes, as well. But then again, remember, not even all of the young people had recovered either. So, there's a lot to speculate there. But check out Weapons. Tell me what you all think about this movie. I think it was really good and it was really cute. And it was a really good stab at a good suspenseful movie. Not so much as scary, but definitely thrilling. A good, nice psychological thriller. All right, now let's get into some of the mess. I'm not going to be here with you guys long. Nene Leakes, and you guys know StreamYard is not allowing me to share all of my tabs, so I'm going to have to figure all that out over the weekend. Unfortunately, I can't share articles and all of that kind of stuff, so yeah, it's picking and choosing. But Nene Leakes recently got in the blogs and basically said that her ass has not been invited back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's not particularly surprising to me. I know that the last several seasons of Housewives has been lacking. People have been calling for its total termination, cancellation. A lot of the audience that grew up on Real Housewives of Atlanta are grown-ass people now with families and bills and 401k. So the show and its pettiness just doesn't really appeal to its current demographic. Bravo has tried to shake shit up by adding and giving new peaches out, etc. It's just not working. And as a last-ditch effort for fans to save the show, they have recommended bringing back some of the old OGs like Kim and Nene Leakes and blah, blah, blah. Look, the show didn't do well when Nene was there. The ratings were tanking. And that was when Phaedra and Portia were also still castmates as well. There's no one person that makes Housewives what it is. It sucked, it tanked, and it was bad, no matter who the hell was there. And it suffered in ratings, and all the girls, including Nene, were getting pay cuts. Candy was getting pay cuts. Portia was getting pay cuts because the people were not interested. Now, we can explore and talk about why Real Housewives of Atlanta is not it anymore. But the reality is Nene wasn't going to save the goddamn show. And it doesn't make any damn sense for Viacom to bring Nene Leakes back, considering that she filed an entire goddamn lawsuit against the network and claimed racism, etc. Now, whether there's racism or not that was going on, the reality is by Nene Leakes suing the network, she now has positioned herself as a liability for the network. Why would Viacom trust her to not weaponize her blackness against the network anytime she's upset or she feels there's a double standard and she wants to pull the race card? No network is going to want to put up with that. And if Bravo and Viacom is ran by a bunch of Ku Klux Klansmen, then I don't even know why the fuck Nene would even be interested in going back. I thought Nene was really goofy for being interested in working alongside Bravo, going back into a space that essentially she classified as a plantation. And there had been no conversations around the way that Bravo could really correct the issue. It was given that Nene just wanted to be treated better by her slave master, but ultimately didn't mind having a damn slave master. So I'm just confused about Nene's attitude toward Bravo. But I'm not confused about why Bravo is not going to bring her back, particularly to Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I don't think they're going to give her a peach. I think that the waters have been too muddy now. She's pulled the race card. We're living in a very intense, socially political time. And Bravo is just not going to want to put up with the whole racist trope. All right. So they're not going to give her ass an opportunity to Monique the fuck out of them, girl. Bravo says, girl, we ain't Netflix, bitch. You done got your freedom papers, girl. Go ahead to the next thing, Claudia. In the words of Funky Baby. So Nene just needs to really, really grieve Housewives. Tuck that to the bike like she did with her tummy. And just let the Housewives thing go, girl. Like, Housewives is a dried up prune. And it's on its way out of the door. It's a shell of itself. And it's not even an attractive opportunity at this point. I heard that they might be bringing K. Michelle in. That's ghetto as fuck. I heard that they might be bringing Tammy Rivera in. That's ghetto as fuck. I'm like, who the fuck is she a housewife to? Isn't Tammy Rivera and Waka Flocka divorced? Like, is K. Michelle married or engaged to anybody but her non-existent damn BBL? Like, I thought it's called Housewife, girl. It's given like Jackie being the only basketball wife on basketball. So I don't want to see any new additions. Nobody makes sense to me in terms of a addition to Real Housewives. And I think that Bravo has missed the mark by not just closing the door sooner and letting Housewives go out on its highest goddamn note. Okay? It's okay for things to die. It's okay for things to retire. It's okay to pull the divorce card. It's okay to wrap the relationship up, girl. Like, the end is okay. Bravo doesn't understand, girl, that we're at the end of the road, girl. And Viacom just refused to let go. I understand, honey. Okay, but you're really doing more damage to the legacy of Housewives by pumping iron and insulin into her instead of letting that bitch cross over. Let Caroline go into the mother marvelous light of it all. Okay? So Nene ain't coming back. She said she ain't been invited back. Her ass ain't gonna be invited back. And that's just gonna be that, girl. Let Nene and her new nose go sit on her YouTube channel and interview a bunch of non-interesting ass people, girl. Okay? Just let it be what it is. Let me see what you guys have to say. Then we're going to move on to the next thing. Joshua says K. Michelle needs to put out this forever delayed country, right? Can y'all see K. Michelle on how there's nothing. K. Michelle gives love and hip hop. That's exactly where she needs to be. Despite how ratchet Real Housewives has gotten over the years, Real Housewives still kind of gives a little bit like snooty, upscale, like bougetto. K. Michelle still gives like that she drinks chocolate milk out of the carton. I just don't. K. Michelle's barely existent brand just doesn't give Housewives. Cynthia gives housewife energy. Phaedra and her new titties still give housewife energy. Nene even still carries housewife energy. Like, housewives are for the girls who like to use their words and their shade. Likes to use their classism as a read. Okay? Not girls who hit bitches in the face with bouquets of roses. Not the girls who are throwing wax candles onto bitches and trying to set them on fire in a one-bedroom apartment, and then somebody else's one-bedroom apartment they're trying to commit homicide in on top of that. Yeah, no. Tammy ain't never brought enough to reality TV for me to even be remotely interested in whatever damn dynamic she could bring. Like, Tammy's whole existence has been being heartbroken by Waka Flocka Flame. So I don't see Tammy Rivera as some charismatic person who has main character energy, unless she's tied to an incel. You know, she ain't really got much going on to fuck either. I know at one point in time, a few years ago, there was talking about lesbian up the show and possibly bringing Queen Latifah and her lady to the show. I was even thinking it would be cute to bring Wanda Sykes to the show. Okay? I didn't mind the LGBT situation going on. You know, they were experimenting with the gays when they brought in Dwight and what's my boy name who was Sheree's hairstylist. Well, Sheree had both of her hairstylists on the show, Derek J and my other boy, Mr. Androgyny girl. So yeah, but I'm tired. I'm through. I'm done. Real Housewives can go. I would not miss it. It had a great run, great memories, part of our upbringing, part of our early 20s, girl. It gave what needed to be given, and now she's done. Send her ass on to hospice, girl, and just, you know, massage her, girl, into transitioning entirely. Child, Miss Lawrence, thank y'all. Yes, God. Not bald head, girl. Hush, Julius. Hush, Julius. But what do y'all think, girl? Y'all think Housewives still has it? Do y'all want to see Nene Leakes on any future season of Housewives? Do y'all think Housewives still has potential to be relevant to the times? Do y'all think they can revive and resurrect a working, functional formula for Housewives? Like, girl, how y'all feeling about it? How is y'all feeling about it? But speaking of BBL, Jessica Dime asks, from Love and Hip Hop, learns that she is going to be prone and subjected to some serious health risk as a result of getting illegal ass shots. Check out what she had to say on an episode, I'm assuming, of Botch, okay? Where she speaks about her butt shots and she's interested in getting some corrective surgery done, aka evicting her BBL off of her backside. Oh, hold on. I'm messing up the church's thing, child.
I did butt shots twice.
Where did you have it injected?
I want to say his name.
No. I don't want names.
A guy who does it.
A doctor?
No, he's not a doctor.
Okay, so it sounds like illegal butt
Illegal
shots.
butt shots, yeah. He told me hydrogel, though.
Hydrogel. That's a little bit of a disaster. Hydrogel is a synthetic material. It's not FDA approved and is illegal in this country. The reason it's illegal is because science hasn't shown that it's safe over the long term. This changes everything. In order to remove hydrogel, patients sometimes need very significant surgical excision surgery with a lot of risks and very thick scar. If it's a BBL, if it's fat, you can suction it out.
Right.
If it's foreign material, you absolutely can't suction it out. And in fact, if you do, it can subject you to inflammatory reactions and massive complications like infection or cell death. You could lose your whole body. At the end of the day, there may be zero we can do for this. Tell me about...
So the doctors from Botch also explained to her this, and she seemed to not have really gotten it. They described to her, like, imagine your surgeon, as a well-certified, experienced, super skilled pilot, but the plane has some mechanical deficiencies. It wouldn't really matter how good of a pilot I am, because ultimately this is a collaborative experience. The plane would need to also do its part in making the journey from Philly to Alabama successful. So he explained that in the context of telling her, look, I know what I'm doing, but I don't believe that your body would hold up under this level of procedure. You could go into septic shock. There could be blood clotting issues. You could die under the knife because you have literal foreign objects and substances in your ass. Okay. So this could be potentially super fatal. And because of the nature of your procedure and what you had done and what was put in you, we just don't have enough authority in heaven or earth to really be promising in the corrective measures we would take to undo what has been done by some bitch who charged you $350 and 2 single Newports in somebody's fucking basement. We just don't know. Dime and her BBL brain was still like, and I trust you with all my might and soul. Bitch, did you not hear what he said, girl? He said that the flatness of your ass, girl, may implode your damn heart when they pull out all this damn hot air balloon material, when they pull out all this damn shark skin and damn fix-a-flat and concrete and cotton and polyester that was pumped into your ass, girl. Okay, that everything may damn implode, bitch, when they suction this out of you, and you're still sitting here talking about you trust in the doctor. Unless Dime is comfortable with losing her life due to this procedure. This is the second notable star who has rebuked BBLs. You guys know that. Speaking of K. Michelle, she also had her ass removed. Okay, she had to get back to her original ass, even though she took what was in her ass and put it right in her goddamn lips. But nonetheless, she also rebuked and binded her damn BBL, and she spoke about the dangers and a lot of the illnesses and the way that her BBL made her sick, etc. And for her sake, she was able to have a healthy corrective surgery. But Dime is in a more unpredictable situation. Now, the takeaway from all of this is supposed to be, ladies and fellas at this damn point, don't get the BBLs. They are a very dangerous procedure. Even doctors speak about the heightened risk of these procedures. People not only die under the knife, but a lot of times people will die in the aftercare. People are not properly propped up. People are not properly drained. People do not have the proper aftercare. And so they clot up real bad. The shit shoots to their heart and they end up in some type of cardiac arrest scenario and situation. Also, you can risk getting super botched. There's so many videos on YouTube and TikTok of women regretting their BBLs, talking about the way the BBL has hardened, talking about the infamous BBL stench, talking about some people have like these crazy skin rashes as a result. This shit has distorted their blood, it's distorted their vision, it's poisoned their blood. I mean, girl, BBL is fucking them up, okay? So I'm not sure that a unnatural big ass is really the way to go. Because you know what's free? Loving yourself. Okay? But I feel like the reason why the K. Michelles and the Jessica Dimes are still not really hitting it, and women are still largely going forward and getting these procedures done in whatever fashion they can, is because at the end of the day, people get to see what they've been able to accomplish and how their social equity and their economic equity shot through the roof as a result. A lot of these girls, even if they regret their BBLs 5 years later, 10 years later, 3 years later, also speak about how their stock market went up. Their stock amongst men, their stock as strippers, their stock as sex workers, their industry opportunities, etc. So as long as there are some major tangible gains and wins for women, women are going to be compelled and inspired to take their chances on these procedures because capitalism has everybody doing what the fuck needs to be done in order to put food on the table, baby, and to keep a roof over your motherfucking head. However, when you think about your health and you think about the fact that God only gave you one immune system, girl, you only got one car to ride around in. And based upon the type of decisions you make for all of this, girl, some of those choices may cost you for the rest of your life and or may cost you your very life. And when you stack that up next to anything, industry opportunities, beauty standards, money, I don't think there's anything that's ultimately worth you risking your life over. Nothing. Especially not with all the interesting ways to make money these days. The reality is that if you are a sex worker and or a stripper, the webcam industry is a big industry. The OF community is a big money-making opportunity. Girls, even under inflation, are still making millions upon dollars and breaking records on OF. If you got a small ass booty, baby, there is a community of people who love you and your flat ass, baby. Okay, your flat ass is marketable. Your flat ass is monetizable. Okay, if you are wanting to do this simply because you want to be on trend and you think this is what men want, keep in mind this: men will fuck a rodent behind lizard's thicket without a condom. Men fuck their dogs. Okay, there's no such thing and no true benefit in trying to become more attractive for men, because men will always show you, girl, that they will put their dick in uglier. Okay. After you put on your best freakum dress, after you learn how to effectively ride that man's brain cells out of his skull, after you done went and inflated your titties, inflated your ass, re-shrunk your coochie hole, a man will always show you, girl, that he will put his peen in uglier. So do not do anything for the sake of trying to impress these men, girl. Okay? Because you're going to be toting around 50 pounds of new ass meat and they still going to be fucking flat ass Becky from around the way. Men don't give a damn. So whatever you do what's in the ultimate best interest first and foremost of your nervous system and the one immune system you got. Okay? And 3 or 2, whatever you do it only, do it solely, do it purely, do it wholeheartedly for you, bitch. For you and for you only. You do that shit. Whatever that shit is, you gonna do. You do it for you. Okay? What's going on, St. James? Hey, boo. What's going on, Prayer That Works? Hey, Live. Hi, y'all. Hey, Chef. Man, don't give a damn either way. Baby, they are fuck uglier, honey, okay? Don't live your life for niggas. In the words of Drake on Fancy, girl, men never notice. So do it for yourself. Do it for the personal wealth of it all. Now, speaking of men, hold on. Am I still live and in color? Because, oh yeah, I am, okay. My Wi-Fi, y'all, it's been tripping so bad. So bad. So shout out to Jessica Dime. I hope that girl, she may have to unfortunately live with what she's done to her body. She probably would just have to be thankful, girl, that she even has a life to live. And, unfortunately, this just may be the karmic debt of her choice. But she's still coming out rather good because she has a man that loves her. She has a healthy child. and she ultimately still has her life. So shout out to Jessica Dime and shout out to K. Michelle for, you know, turning their BBLs into testimonials on a good Sunday. Now, Lil Nas X got a whole separate live stream from us earlier, girl. You guys know that Lil Nas X was pooching around Hollywood Boulevard, apparently on the hooker side of town, and nothing but Cowboy Carter 3 boots and 8th grade old underwear. And police were called, and apparently, girl, he was hospitalized for possibly being high on something out of his damn mind, but he also was charged for obstructing an officer, more than likely resisting arrest. Now, Lil Nas X is still currently in jail. He will be there until Monday because, unfortunately, he practically got locked up over the weekend. So, you know, he'll be down there throwing ass in a circle for a honey bun. But it's also come out that Lil Nas X family apparently is considering staging an intervention for the confused pop star. Okay, according to sources speaking with the Jasmine brand or speaking with the Daily Mail, say that the rapper's relatives are concerned that some of his newer friends may be exploiting him financially. Quote, Nas doesn't feel that he can trust many people from his past because they tried to exploit him financially. But some of those people suspect his new friends can't be trusted either. He's been hanging around some shady characters in LA who some people suspect have been leeching off him and living in his house. Well, he is in LA, and that is home of the fake ass bitches. The source added that his career struggles are also taking a toll. Quote, his career has been going downhill for a while, and it has affected him. Amid these concerns, the insider noted that Lil Nas X family, quote, wants to step in and stage an intervention. The news comes after Lil Nas X was arrested for battery on a police officer after being seen walking down the street in nothing but white underwear and cowboy boots. TMZ reports that he's expected to remain behind bars until at least Monday, August the 25th. Now, this is really ironic considering that in my previous commentary, I said that girl Lil Nas X gonna fuck around and get guardianshipped right on up, girl. He's gonna fuck around and end up conservatored, girl. And the fact that apparently he got some leeches and some users and some gold diggers and sack chasers in his inner camp, girl. He's in a very vulnerable situation, child. Look at everything, like I said, that Britney Spears went through, that Wendy Williams is currently going through. If Lil Nas X don't find some way to put down the alleged Christina Aguilera girl and empty out his nose clip, baby, he may be tied up, baby, in somebody's damn conservatorship. And it ain't going to take nothing but the state to get their ass involved. So it's a good thing that they're planning on staging an intervention. I also kind of feel like it's a bit inappropriate for Lil Nas X family to be talking to media. Like, why are you sharing this with paparazzi? Why are you sharing this with media? That's a little exploitive, but maybe the family is like, girl, we're getting chewed up out here because people are saying that, you know, where's his friends? Where's his family? So they're more interested right now in protecting their ego, really, than protecting Lil Nas X, because y'all knew he had shady characters in his life for a while now. Y'all know that he's dealt with some depression around his career flopping. So why didn't y'all already stage an intervention? Why did it take for him to pull the trigger and to ultimately embarrass and humiliate himself for y'all to then all of a sudden now want to band together like Captain Planet kids and unite? So the family, as far as I'm concerned, is already on some fuck shit for being more concerned about their personal egos in this matter, speaking to media, which is completely inappropriate, and then having the audacity to think that they look proper and they look good because they're wanting to stage an intervention that should have been staged, considering all that they've been knowing about his mental health and the status of his social circle and what he's been going through. However, all things given and all that put aside, I do hope that they mean business and they stand on bigness and that they do stage an intervention and galvanize around him. The events that took place yesterday could have ended up fatal. He could have been another Philando Castile. He could have been another Trayvon Martin. He could have got his ass out there and killed by some DUI legally blind ass bitch driving up and down Hollywood Boulevard. Girl, you know nobody in LA should have their driver's license. Okay, this run-in with officers and obstructing justice could have ended up real bad. So it's definitely worth an intervention. I hope they execute one, and I hope that it's successful, and I hope that Lil Nas X, hope he acquiesced and he bowed down. He's also putting himself in a very interesting situation because either one of his relatives can petition for guardianship. If he has a lawyer in his life, that lawyer can petition for guardianship. Lil Nas X is playing with fire right now. He's playing with fucking fire. And there ain't nothing but one person in between him and a decades-long battle with California's guardianship program. So I hope he get his together, baby. Okay? And I hope he throws away those draws, girl, because I'm sure that they're soiled. All right? Sending light and love to Lil Nas X. Moving along. I am so mad that I can't really show you guys the rapper Future, but Sierra's baby daddy and ex niglet Future, the rapper, is going viral right now for his for his Morgan Freeman hairdo, girl. I don't even know if y'all can even see this, child. Okay, this is what it's given. This is Future, girl. He's going completely viral because he looks fried dyed. He looks fried dyed and unfortunately laid all the way to the side, girl. People trying to figure out what's going on. People saying that it's given Frederick Douglass. It's given Morgan Freeman. Some people are saying that it's given Sanford and Son. You know, and the reality is, girl, by the time Trump is done with us, a lot of us are going to be looking like Frederick fucking Douglass. Okay? Wait till them bitches come up off that Section 8, girl, in 2028, girl. They gonna be looking like Frederick Douglass too, girl. Wait till 17 million hoes come up off of Medicaid, bitch, and Obamacare, girl. And 2028, girl. They gonna be looking like Sanford and Son too, girl. Wait till these hoes come up off of SNAP benefits, bitch. Okay? Baby, by the time this Republican administration is done, girl, we all gonna be looking like Future in the head, girl. Okay? They've also renamed him the Past. Because that's what it's giving, girl. Okay? Back to the future, girl. From the past into the future. So, shout out to rich people, girl. Some of the most privileged people in the world. Y'all know they don't give a damn about what they look like, girl, because they rich any damn way, girl. Wait till I get filthy, unapologetically, irrevocably rich, baby. I'm going to show you what a hot mess look like. So, shout out to Future for not giving a damn, baby. Future got the kind of hairstyle going on that gives, girl, ain't nothing going on but the rent, bitch. This is ain't nothing going on but the rent, bitch. Okay, girl? It's looking like you on your way to pay rent or you just got done, bitch, paying rent. But either way, Ain't nothing going on but the damn rent. All right. Moving along. Who is this? I can't believe I got to do my show this ghetto ass way. I hate it. I hate it, you all. Donald Trump pooched through DC last night with federal agents and SWAT teams and ICE agents because he caught himself cleaning up the crime, okay? This imaginary crime, this imaginary abundance of crime going on in DC, girl. And I was really rooting for DC last night. Matter of fact, I even sent them light and love on my YouTube community wall post when I wrote this. Okay, DC, it's lights, camera, and action. Do y'all biggest, most humongous one yet. Nathalie Rose walked so you hoes could run. Thomas Crooks, I can see your halo. Your halo. Baby, I had every finger and toe crossed. I had every candle lit. I had every altar charged. Okay, because I was rooting for DC last night or Wednesday night to get into their Thomas Crooks bag. And the fact that Trump got to live to tell about it, bitch. I want DC destroyed. Girl, what's the point, girl? If y'all ain't gonna stand on business as far as I'm concerned, bitch, you're useless, girl. Okay, so where's Putin? Where's Osama bin Laden, bitch, when you need him? I want DC destroyed, removed from the map, girl. By this time tomorrow, there should be nothing but a crater in place of DC because the audacity, baby, to have had that many angles to understand the assignment. And y'all just let that man graze on through, girl. Like he fairy godmother of DC, honey. Y'all would rather pop each other and can't even keep that same energy for your damn oppressor. Y'all worried about random gunfire and gang violence. Baby, your ass gonna be in an El Salvadorian prison and FEMA camp by the time this shit is all done with. You're going to be roommates with the gang member, girl, in that El Salvadorian prison camp. Y'all worried about him cleaning up the streets, girl. You're going to be scooped into the pooper shooter too. Eventually. Girl, we are majoring in the symptoms instead of the substance. So I'm grossly disappointed in DC. White people standing on more business than any other race right now, which is ironic because they're part of the privileged class, yet it's them who willing, baby, to get it by blood. White people needing that in blood, baby. White people, the only people out here standing on big business when they gonna be the last to go. Why isn't all the people to the front of the line, to the front of the immigration line, to the front of the DEI line, to the front of all these overhauling redlining lines, not running toward a burning house? So, girl, right now it's looking like the very same people who started the issue going to be the very same people who going to end up curing it, girl. The revolution is going to be televised, and it's going to be televised by pale ass people, girl, because they've been the only ones bold enough to run up on Donald Trump, girl, and give him a hug he'll never forget. They've been the only ones, girl, running up on Trump, ready to give him a hug he will never forget. And I'm trying to figure out, girl, where the hell everybody else at? Where the hell everybody else at? So, DC, I want her gone. Speaking of political candidates, Kamala Harris and her bob and her Brazilian blowout is getting ready for a few tour dates for her upcoming book, 107 Days, where she'll be detailing her run for president in 2024 against Trump. Kamala Harris. Baby, I don't give a damn about the $20 trillion your ass owe to the goddamn government, bitch. I don't give a damn about your journey from VP to president to getting your ass viciously mollywopped, girl, during the electoral college and the goddamn popular vote. I don't give a damn how much money laundering you had to do to get Beyonce and Kelly Rowland to come out there, bitch, and ice skate around the goddamn podium, ho. I don't care. What you need to be writing is 107 pages worth of a damn strategy on how the people can get in front of all of the fucking political violence that we're facing right now. Bitch, I don't give a damn about your woes. You are a public figure. You ran, you failed, you lost. Now we need to be talking intentionally and in right now time about how the fuck to stop every damn thing that's taking place right now. Because these people have already completed 72% of Project 2025. Trump got this shit stacked up and locked up from the front to the goddamn back. And we're wasting precious time because there hasn't been a notable leader to resurrect themselves yet. We ain't done shit since all of this has happened, but boycott the fuck out of Target. But we don't even know how to effectively boycott the goddamn federal government. Where is you? Where is Michelle and her boho braids? Where is Barack Obama? Where is that hospice-ridden ass Joe Biden at, bitch? Y'all should be the main ones doing every podcast on platforms every day, all day, writing a play-by-play, girl, creating and writing and publishing the Democratic version of Project 2025 and giving the people some effective tactics and plays on what we can do to either stop this shit altogether or to at least slow it the fuck down until we know what else the fuck to do. I don't know why the fuck you think anybody gives a damn to hear about the sour, pitiful, pathetic ass run you made for president that we all got to bear witness to and that we're ultimately all embarrassed by at this damn point, rather than spending your time giving us some news and some information that we can use. You, Tim Ross, all these motherfucking people, y'all were inside the system. I can't imagine that you don't possess any valuable information about how to dismantle that motherfucker. You are inside the watch. You know what makes it tick tock. You know where all the screws are. You know where all the bolts are. And you can see that the people of color, minority communities, black people, FBAs, etc., FBAs, that nobody knows exactly, precisely what the fuck we're supposed to be doing. Because what's happening is kind of unprecedented. It's kind of unprecedented. You have an administration that is willing to break the law, scale buildings like the damn Avengers, throw feces on the walls of the state capitol, beat the fuck out of political officials, guardsmen, soldiers, etc., commit fraud, defy orders from federal judges who are willing to be unconstitutional, and just all out commit criminality in order to hold power. This is kind of, in modern times, just a little bit unprecedented. And I don't even want to pray to the Most High, because Black people have been on their knees from the moment that they ass got brought over here in goddamn shackles on the Mayflower ship. And being on their knees ain't do nothing but lead to their ass being buck broken, being forced to bear the children of their rapists, devolve as a goddamn community. And in all that praying, still never got any substantive information about how to cure up the intergenerational transference of trauma that's been passed on from one Black ass person to another Black ass motherfucking person, giving us not only internal enemies that we have to fight while we're still in an open battle with our external ones. So I'm not sure how much sweeping shit under the rug or praying to whomever the hell you call God or any of this shit is at this point. At this point, it's given that all hell just actually needs to break out for once and for all. It's looking like, let me be careful. Let me be careful. Be careful. Because you also run the risk of posing the philosophical question of, if we have to look up to pray, why isn't the forces looking down and can see everything in clear sight not getting active on its own? You have to pray to a loving God for protection. That's like having to pray to your parents for protection. That's like having to pray to your parents for safety, rather than that being a God-given default instinctual response from the system and the people that claim to care for them. So I don't know where God fits into this whole mix. I don't know what the praying that Black people been doing since the beginning fits into this mix. I don't even know at this point where being decent fits into this damn mix. But what I do know is that the oppositional party are using every bit of fire. And I'm just not sure if staying on good behavior is going to save the day. Gavin Newsom is looking like he is the leader of the goddamn free world right now and is the only goddamn hope that we all have. But we're in some really, really, really jacked up times. And I think we're going to have to take some very unconventional means to correct what's taking place. I think this is going to require something that is taboo. I think it's going to require an effort and an energy and an intellect that may even be original altogether, girl. We're already using all the old shit that we know to use, and we're losing. We're losing just as bad as Kamala was at the race for presidency. Donald Trump and all of his psychotic, homicidal, sociopathic, narcissistic architects galvanized over the last 8 years and plant out a perfect vision for their takeover of American democracy. What the fuck is everybody else doing who's going to be on the bitter end of that fight doing? One thing that we can see in plain sight is that the right were intentional. They had a vision. They've been meticulous. They have triangulated. They have positioned themselves. They've been patient. But baby, they've been meticulous and intentional. While the Dems are washing their ass in the bathroom stalls of Capitol buildings regarding legislation that's already been signed and sealed and have gone on to the next level of fucking approval. I mean, the opposite party looks fucking pathetic. 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 It's like we're giving them the handbasket that we're going to hell in. We're just getting in, girl, that hot air balloon. And Kamala wants to be out here talking about a goddamn reliving the glory years, girl, of when she almost didn't make it. Michelle want to be out here talking about almost divorcing Barack and how much she almost hung herself over the 8 years she had to endure the presidency. Baby, 8 years about to feel like a century given where the fuck we're going. And if we don't do something now and we don't do it drastically, bitch, everything that we know is about to fold up. Everything. It's not a game. People's lives are already changing. They're charging 14-year-olds as adults. And do you know what the next step is? Once you can charge a 14-year-old as an adult, baby, you get to change the drafting age as well. Your 14-year-olds and your middle schoolers and your freshmen are going to be qualified to be drafted, which is a part of Project 2025. If they can charge your 14-year-old as an adult and also draft your 14-year-old into a war of capitalism, you know what they can also do? They can legalize marriage at 14 years of an age. They can reduce the age of consent too. Play by play by play by play by play, they're turning the pages of Project 2025. And they told us they were going to do it. The document and manuscript leaked. People said it was left-wing propaganda. And now y'all's president, who said he didn't know anything about it and who had no relationship to it, had not even read it, is now executing on every last single one of his verses. Baby, I'm interested to see what we gonna do for democracy and what are we going to do for the future of our babies. Hell, I'm interested to see what the fuck we gonna do for the future of our damn selves at this point, baby, because it's clear we still don't get it. We're not clocking it. So Kamala, fuck your book. Michelle and Obama, fuck your podcasts. Biden, fuck you and all the test tubes, bitch, that you plugged up to, because y'all should be the main ones out here guiding the people and telling the people what they can do given the circumstances. These people have been a part of this system for 30, 40, 50, 60 motherfucking years. Biden is as old as a Jesus sandal. You can't tell me, bitch, that you don't have particular, peculiar, and necessary insight into the system and what it will take to dismantle it, to recreate it, what we need to be targeting specifically. Y'all made a big thing out of midterm elections. Well, they're redistricting everywhere in every fucking body to suppress the minority vote, the Democratic vote. Voter suppression is a real thing. Mail-in ballots they're banning. These people are violent in their means to sustain power and worldview. I don't know how cutesy, bitch, we gonna be able to be. I don't know. So, disappointed. And, girl, I'm getting my stay ready, girl, for some Mediterranean-ass island bitch, because I'm not going to be here for the shit show. If we don't figure out how the fuck to save this shit, bitch, I'm bouncing. And that's on your mama. Last but not least, we got one more motherfucker up in here, and that is Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, you guys know, passed away from a cardiac event, 2 weeks ago? Girl had the world in shambles, etc. The daughter, Brooke, has been spiraling. She don't know whether she coming or going. She don't know whether she wants something to do with it or not do with it, girl. But apparently she's received some intel about her father's death possibly being the result of medical malpractice. And now the blogs are reporting, girl, that Hulk's death, may have actually been a result of medical negligence, that what happened to him may have been completely preventable. So it's looking like some investigations are going to be opening up. It's looking like the conspiracy community, girl, is about to have a hot topic for the next 4 weeks as the details surrounding what really happened to Hulk Hogan continues to make headway. So, fascinating shit. I don't know what to say. Too much crazy shit going on. Y'all pray for your country. Pray for your politicians. Hope. Call upon your ancestors. Cast spells and curses. And the only alternative I can really offer, girl, is for those of you who can get out, get out. For those of you who can get out of this system and get out of this matrix, get the fuck out. It's looking like all is about to be lost, girl, and many are about to perish because nobody knows how to save this motherfucker. So the only alternatives, girl, is to put on your track shoes and become a track fucking star. And probably need to do that sooner than later before the American dollar loses all of its substance and value. Might want to do that sooner than later, girl, while the American dollar can still get you far in other regions in the world, because the American dollar is about to collapse. Happy Friday. I'm out. Thumbs up and share. Subscribe. And if you enjoyed yourself, girl, you can also support the Kang bitch who is giving it up these days. Cash App, PayPal, email, Patreon, Instagram. Follow me every motherfucking where and tell me what the hell you think about the shit show and the twilight we are living through. Because apparently it's about to get much worse before it's going to get better. God bless. I'll see you guys later. Peace.